Hi Lexies, welcome back. Today we will be setting up my budget for the pay period of April 4th. I'm starting with a fresh Lexi budget breakdown digital tracker on Google Sheets. We were previously using a different digital tracker, but honestly it just gave us so many options and so much different data that it just became extremely overwhelming and we were just not using it. For that reason, I created a more simplified version, which is what I will be using today. Start off the tracker, I just renamed it. I removed the copy of and just left it as Lexi budget breakdown, as well as changing the name on the tab there at the bottom to the date of the paycheck, which I actually put 4/5, but it should have been 4/4. It gives you the option to track if this is a bi-weekly payment, a weekly payment, or a monthly. In my case, it was bi-weekly, so I deleted the other two, and then we're just going to start inputting the income. Our situation is pretty unique in the sense that we do have multiple incomes. For this specific breakdown, we're going to be going over 6 different incomes that we received. We do have 3 full-time jobs. Full-time job 1 made $950 with 28 cents. Full-time 2 made $2,180 with 51 cents. Full-time 3 made $1,303 with 61 cents. Additionally, we do have a part-time that was actually a full-time about a year ago. I would love to make a video going into what every one of our jobs consists of. I just have to figure out how to discuss these jobs without giving too much away. For one of these jobs, I actually work in the social media realm, so I know how petty people can be. Even though I know that I don't post anything inappropriate, I just don't want people just getting the chance to reach out to my employer and trying to be in my work business. We also do DoorDash here and there for fun, honestly, and we made a total of $98 for DoorDash this week. Lastly, we made $10,454 with 57 cents on a commission. That brought our total income to $15,358 with 35 cents. As you can see on the pie chart, it is formulated to transfer over those totals instantly. After our income comes our expenses, and we're starting off with bills. For our bills account, we deposit $1,200 every single paycheck, and this is done via direct deposit, so we don't have to move the money around or anything. As soon as we get paid, that $1,200 goes straight into our accounts. All right, now let's talk debt. So if you follow me on my other social medias, you might have already seen that we have over $11,000 in debt, most of it being credit card debt. So for this breakdown, we focused on paying off our debt. Our Apple credit card, we paid $3,360 with 27 cents. On our Discover, we paid $4,472 with 70 cents. On our members, we paid $510 with 92 cents. Our Credit One, we paid $136 with 78 cents. Our other members card, we paid $943 with 30 cents. And lastly, our Care Credit, we paid $84.32. Our Care Credit, we just used for vet visits to keep it active. And in this instance, it was a pre-checkup before getting our dog's teeth cleaned. Believe it or not, we gained all of this debt within a week or two. We are usually extremely good with not using our credit cards or incurring a lot of debt. But honestly, I'm not sure what happened where I felt like, oh, summer is coming, and I just started scheduling a whole bunch of trips and exciting things, and all of it went into my credit cards. Between bills and credit cards, that was a total of $10,708 with 29 cents. As you can see here, the formula does automatically calculate that and add it there at the bottom, and it left us with a remaining $4,650 with 6 cents to allocate elsewhere. Anytime that these totals do change in the main tracker, they will also update on the pie chart. It will also update on the rows right under the pie chart, so you can see all of the totals at a glance for your expenses, your income, your bills, your savings, whatever you choose to put in those areas. I'm going to be using $50 for gas, $50 for groceries, and $100 for miscellaneous. We haven't used our cash stuffing envelopes in a really long time, but honestly, I'm about to bring those bad boys back out, and we are going to start cash stuffing our variable expenses. Our bills do come out of our account automatically, so we will not be cash stuffing those. Examples of variable expenses can be entertainment, personal care, shopping. I also consider anything for my pets a variable expense, and I know I did mention that entertainment can be a variable expense, but in my case, when it comes to Netflix, Hulu, things like that, those subscriptions I do consider bills. Now, anything else entertainment, like we're going to go out on a date, or we're going to go out to the bowling alley, or we're going to go watch a movie, that I do consider variable. After paying our bills, we had $4,650 with 6 cents. Now we put $200 towards variable expenses, and that leaves us with $4,450 with 6 cents, which will all go into our emergency savings. When I budget, I try to make sure that every single dollar has a job, which is why we use the zero-based budgeting method. every light pink cell is not just for aesthetic purposes, but anything in light pink does have a formula in it, meaning that anytime that you input any data, those pink cells will be updating instantly. Since I do use the zero-based budget, as you can see, the chart is showing that half of that is my income, and then the other half would just show where all of our income went into. So as you can see, most of our income went into bills, and then the other bit of income did go into our savings and investments, and then there's a little line there for our variable expenses that you really can't see. All right, now moving to the bottom half of the tracker, this is where we're going to track that. In the credit card section, we're including every single credit card that we own, regardless of if it has a balance or not. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going to input every single one of our credit cards, and we will update every single credit card every pay period. Every time that we get paid, we'll also go in here and just update the balance. If it has zero, then it has zero. If it has $2, we'll update that, and it will be showing us the percentage. How is it calculating the percentage? Well, we're making sure that we're inputting the limit for each credit card. That is how much money you can spend on a credit card. How much is your credit line? You're going to input that there in your limit. I'm not going to be inputting my balance on this video because I will be making a separate video where I go over my debt. That video is already posted on my other social media. So again, if you haven't followed me there, make sure to find me on my other platforms. Moving on to other debt. So other debt for me is just my car. That is the only other debt that we have other than credit card. I did buy a brand new car last year. I believe it was around June. Did take out a loan so that it can reflect on my credit. It is almost paid off already. It was a 5-year loan, but I just don't like debt. So it was completely paid except for $1,000 just so that it can live in my credit for a bit and I can have more credit history. Next is our savings. So after paying off all of our debt, our next goal is just to focus on our emergency savings account. Our goal is actually to have $30,000 in our emergency savings. I'm not sure why I didn't update this in the video, but we do currently have a little over $2,000 in our emergency savings. Then for investments, our retirement accounts, we want them to reach $100,000, and we're currently at $36,000. So we're on our way there. Not quite halfway there yet, but soon. Again, this isn't quite updated because I didn't update the emergency account, but it does show me there my debt versus my savings. My debt is the dark pink, and then savings is the light pink. I think we're doing pretty good. Some people don't believe in saving money while you have debt, but that's not the case with me. This is my individual budget, and I recommend that you find what works for you.